What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Zary, and before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody, if you're under level 15 and you want $10 worth of free stuff, go to your settings, go to use promo code, and type in XMGGift. You do that, you'll get $10 worth of free stuff. It helps support the channel. So if you're under level 15, make sure you're using that promo code XMGGift. Enjoy the video. What is going on, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary, and I am here to talk Guild Wars, brand new mode coming to the game. Super pumped about it. But before we get into that, I want to make sure everybody's getting free stuff. And through all the love and support you all out there show me, and through all the love and support Play Quantum Team shows me, there is a promo code you can use if you click on settings, okay, and you go to use promo code and you type in Zary Easter, if I could spell it right, and there's no space, and then you click OK, you'll get your free stuff. Now there's another promo code, Hades Easter, and if you've used that promo code, you can't use mine, and that's fine. I don't care. I just want everybody to get their free stuff. So either use Hades Easter or Zary Easter, and go in there, get your free stuff. If you haven't done it yet, get your free stuff. You get the Easter coins, you get a lot of good stuff in there, and it's a really cool pack. So make sure you're using Zary Easter or Hades Easter from my buddy Hell Hades. But we don't get anything for this. They just reached out to us and said, hey, we're giving out free stuff, make sure your viewers get it. So make sure you're using that. Now we're going to jump right over to Discord, okay, and we're going to go over Guild Wars. So we are here. Now what you need to know about Guild Wars, okay, we're going to go through the whole thing. This is the test server insight channel, and what you need to know here, everybody, is this is all subject to change, okay? This is completely subject to change. We don't know much more of when it's coming out. We don't know a whole heck of a lot when it comes to that, but keep in mind, I will try to answer as many questions as I can, and I'm really excited about this because if it works like it reads, it's going to be awesome. This mode shows they learned a whole hell of a lot from the first failed Battlegrounds, so let's get into it. So Guild Wars, the schedule. Guild Wars season is going to consist of 10 matches. Just like Battlegrounds, the matches consist of 3 phases: registration, defense, and attack. Each phase lasts 24 hours. There will also be 1 day off in between matches. Love it. Love how they're giving us time to recoup, re-strategize. Really like it. Also, not to overwhelm you with this action, both in Battlegrounds and Galactic War, Guild Wars, the phases will be overlapping. During the Guild War registration phase, the attack for Battlegrounds will take place. Again, love it. That way you're not, I only got a half an hour. You don't want to be torn between what are you going to do? Are you going to do your Battlegrounds? You're going to do your Guild Wars? Love this. Whereas if you're on break on Battlegrounds, the defensive phase takes place in Guild Wars. Love it. Rotation, not overwhelming us. Really like it. You have at least 10 heroes. So the registration phase, if you have at least 10 heroes of level 52 or above, you can register for Guild Wars. And I love this. Love it. And I'm going to tell you why in a couple more lines. Like in Battlegrounds, your roster is saved in the same state as you register. Afterwards, you can either update it or you can choose not to battle. You can opt out of Guild Wars. So what I really like about that is you save your roster, you go back in, you've done some updates, some things like that, you can hit update roster. Or if you know you're not going to be able to participate because you had something come up, because we all have real lives, right? You can opt out and say, sorry guys, I'm going to pull my teams back because I'm not going to be able to do anything. Love it. To qualify for the matchmaking phase, the guild needs to have at least 14 registered players by the end of the registration period. Otherwise, you'll get a message that there weren't enough players that have registered and you can't take part this time. I like that part too, because it saves guilds who didn't have enough players going against somebody, and then they just walk over everybody and they get these exorbitant amount of rewards. I like that, but I don't want it to hinder the matchmaking process, which it won't, which is really cool, because the matches haven't been made yet. So when you're pulled in, when they start doing their matchmaking and spreading you out, it doesn't hinder the person. It's not like you're already set to go against this person, so that's really nice. Based on the number of players you have registered for Guild Wars, you'll be able to, there's 3 maps. There's a map if you had 14 to 17 players, there's a map if you had 18 to 21, and you had a map for 21 to 25. And I'll show you a picture of the map here in a minute. The system will put you in one of them, and in all cases you start with 4 fortresses in the front. Just consider the fortresses like your islands for Battlegrounds. Defensive phase. When the defensive phase begins, you will find yourself on a map within a fortress assigned to you. I love it. And I'll go over it in a second. The higher your roster power, the further from the enemy on the map you will be. So they're going to stack all the stronger players behind you. You can only put your heroes in the fortress that was assigned to you. This is a lot like Marvel Strike Force. If you played their Alliance raids or whatever they're called over there, can't remember. You have one area. That stops somebody from saying, you know what, I got everybody gear 12. I'm just going to fill up 7 fortresses of all gear 12 people. It stops that. You're only responsible for your own fortress. Love this part. The number of team slots per fortress is determined by the number of level 52 heroes in your roster, which makes it easier or harder for the team to get around. These slots will initially be filled by mobs, or the cultists. So they're gonna, just like in Marvel Strike Force, you have the generic shield characters that are there. So say you have 5 slots to fill, but you only want to fill 4. You can leave one filled with the cultists. You can replace the mobs with your team, or you can leave the mobs there. Mobs cannot be mixed with heroes. So it's either you're putting a full squad in, you can't just put one really strong guy and all mob. I like that because I really hate that in Marvel Strike Force. Only heroes of level 52 can be set on defense. Heroes put on defense will bring guild score just like Battlegrounds. A player also gets points for a personal score. Love it. Love that. So because a lot of times you're like, well, screw it, we're getting destroyed, I'm not going to fight. Well, now you have your personal score you got to worry about as well. Like that. Keeps you engaged in the game. If there are less players in the match than the fortresses on the map, unoccupied fortresses are filled with mobs, and they're going to be put towards the front so they can blow through all of them and makes it harder to clear the map. Really like that. The number of teams in these fortresses is based on the player's hero quantity. Alright, and I'll get to why I like the number of level 52 heroes. Yes, the system will record the players set on defense. So there's auto defenses. Okay, you can set the same defense just by tapping a button. So you get your team set. Next time around, you just hit set defense and you don't have to worry about it. Here's an early design document of the idea we're looking like. All right, so let's go over it. This little sword that you see here, and let me pull it down so you can see it a little bit. This little sword that you see here on the far left of the screen, that's where this battle starts. So your weaker players are in this front line, and then the strongest person in your guild is your last line of defense. Love it. I think it's great. The attack phase. You can only use level 52 heroes, just like on defense. You cannot use heroes that you've placed on defense. I think that is just amazing. I've been saying it. Bones has been saying it. Other content creators have been telling people, start leveling those tunes because when they split the Battlegrounds, you're going to be hurting. Well, guess what? You're going to be hurting now because you might only have 4 strong teams. So before this starts, you're going to have to start leveling people, gearing people, and the people who have been doing it all along are in a much better spot to help their guild win. And I love it. So maybe you put all your strong people on defense, but then you can't attack. I love this. I think that's great. Because I don't like the fact in hero collectors where you're rewarded for getting the heroes you're supposed to collect because it hurts you in other modes. Love it. I think it's great. I've said it before and I can't say it enough. And you can't use heroes who have already been taken part of a battle, so once you've used them, they're gone. You will be able to attack the fortress that you see. For instance, in the beginning, you will only see 4. Just like Battlegrounds, you got to get through the front 4 to see the back 4, okay? Every victory brings you points to the guild score, just like Battlegrounds. Players also get a personal score for every hero they've defeated, regardless of the attack outcome. And I like that part. And we're going to find out a little bit later why I like that part, but I really, really like that part. Points for winning at first, second, or third attempt go only to the guild score. Okay? Which means the attempts are common for the whole guild. So what does that mean? If you're struggling to get by somebody, or you don't think you can do it, put that in the guild chat. Communication is going to be key in this mode. And because if you can't beat them on the first, second, or third, you're not going to get any points. And somebody behind you could, so it stops people from just rushing in and trying to blow through their whole roster so they don't have to do anything else. If all teams in the fortress are defeated, it's declared conquered. Just like the Battlegrounds. When you beat the island in Battlegrounds, it's destroyed, you get more points, same thing. In the case of the guild, also gets points for conquering it. It also gains access to the neighboring fortresses, so it spreads out like that spider web. The further the fortress is located, the more points for conquering it you will receive. And I love that fact. I love it. These points also go to guild score and not the personal score. So you can't count on one person to carry you through the whole thing and up your personal score. Really like it. What happens if a player decides to change their guild? If a player leaves their guild during the registration phase, participation is canceled. However, they can register in their new guild. So if they say, guys, I got invited to a bigger guild, I'm going to go, they can go. And that's great. And it doesn't hurt them or the guild. If a player leaves the guild during the defense or attack phase, his defense remains. Love that part. Alright? And their attack results are accounted for. If a player changes their guild, their personal guild score is lost. So it doesn't hurt the guild, it hurts that person. We've all had that one person we got to remove, or just decides to up and leave without saying anything. Doesn't hurt you in the slightest. Like it. Match results. The guild to gain the most guild points wins the match, obviously. Guild points are added to the guild season score, and it affects the movement of your leagues, just like Battleground. There's going to be a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, etc. All guild members who have received at least 1 point in their personal score for this match receive the same reward. The reward depends on the league, just like Battlegrounds. I love it. Because, you know, we all have the 1 or 2 people in our guild we're helping out, we're getting there, they're just not as strong, maybe they don't understand the game as much. Whatever the case might be, okay, they're going to get the same thing as the guy who goes in and clears everybody. And all they got to do is defeat one person in a fight. That's it. I love it. Every guild or season results in rewards. Every guild member receives a basic reward even if they only score 1 point. And 1 chest per milestone achieved in their player points chart. Love it. One guild member with the highest personal score, that's your MVP. And they receive extra rewards that is unique. I really like this because it's going to create competition in between your guild of who can be the best. And that's a good thing. As long as it's done right, right? And people might say, well, Zary, you're going to like it because you're going to get MVP. No, just because I make content for this game does not mean I'm the best. There are people in my guild who will blow me away in points. But I now am going to try to be that MVP, and we're going to have a friendly competition. I really like it. The rewards depend on leagues in which the guild finishes the season, just like Battlegrounds. And then the final thing is shops and currency. Similar to Battlegrounds and raid modes, Guild Wars will also have its own currency and shop. What you got to keep in mind there is if you've played any other hero collector, you know you're going to get another shop. Any new mode gets its own shop. If there's a new raid, it's still going to give you raid currency. But this is a Guild Wars, completely separate. Just like your Alliance raid in Marvel Strike Force. Just like in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes when you had your Galactic War or whatever it was called. Different. Love it. So, that is it. And that's all we know. And just remember, everything is subject to change. I really, really like this. And if it plays like it is written on paper, it means they've learned something, they've listened to us, and they're bringing it out. This is going to be awesome, and I am super excited for it. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think, but I think this is balanced perfectly for the heavy hitters in the guild and also the lower people in the guild who are afraid they can't contribute much. Love it. And for everybody out there who's been sitting on a lot of characters because they don't want to rank them up, better start ranking them up because you're going to need them now. We're splitting. This is going to mean a lot of theory crafting for which is best defense teams, which is the best attack teams, and I really can't wait to get into that end of it. So with that being said, again, let me know what you think of this mode, if you're as excited as I am, and I know Bones is as excited as me because we've already been talking about it for a couple days. So, awesome. This is just so cool, and I can't wait for it to happen. And then, make sure you're using either Zeri Easter or Hades Easter. Get in there, get your free stuff. Like I said, it doesn't matter which code you use. They just want our viewers to get something for free. That's all it means, okay? And if you already used Hades Easter, I'm happy for you because it means you got free stuff, right? With that being said, my XMG family, I could not have done this super cool journey without you. And to the Play Quantum team, just thank you for believing in me when I had 11 subscribers or something ridiculous. I just can't thank you enough. So, with that being said, I love you all. Leave me questions down below and I'll try to answer them the best I can, but there's stuff we just don't know yet. But I'll try to answer them the best we can. Alright? So, with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Guild Wars, baby! I'm out.